Really looking forward to this. Fantastic atmosphere inside the ground. Bit of a Caribbean takeover going on in certain parts of Headingley today. What an adventure this group of players are on right at the start of it. And he's a man who's been capturing the headlines. Dom Young here today, and he's here to see his big brother Alex Young, who is playing for Jamaica. There he is. We say big brother, both in terms of maturity and size, because I think Alex is about 5 or 6 inches taller even than Dom is. What a giant family, and what a World Cup they're already having. We're going to have the anthems right now. First is Ireland's call. Oh, they are so proud to be playing for that nation. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I mean, we look at World Cups and we talk about finals and semi-finals and big games, but this is what World Cups are all about, isn't it? The exciting story of Jamaica. And look at how good Ireland can be today. Let's just remind ourselves of the way they're lining up today. Jamaica winger Alex Young, brother of Dom Young, as we said, who was starting for England yesterday. Alex gets his go today. Michael Lawrence and Ashton Golding in the front row, the foundation of experience there. And Siobhan Bailey, the second rower, Jamaican-based, with the Doheny Park Red Sharks. What a day for that club as well. And for the Irish team, well, they are packed with some very decent Super League and NRL talent. Richie Myler at fullback, for example, on home soil here today, the lead star. And Luke Keary at 6 will sparkle some stardust, no doubt. Referee this afternoon is Ben Casti, and our video referee will be hearing the voice of Ashley Klein. We saw him as the main man in the middle yesterday for the game at Newcastle, the tournament opener. And the Jamaicans in their huddle ahead of this game. What is going through their heads now? As we said, only their 25th international game ever, and their first ever in a World Cup. They've been building to this moment. The game of rugby league in Jamaica has been going from strength to strength. A lot of these English-based players, a lot of them part-timers as well. But you can only imagine they're going to give absolutely everything here today. And the broader Caribbean community in Leeds has come out here today. But this is a side that, you know, could be posing a problem for some of the bigger names down the line. In the group with New Zealand and Lebanon, they'll fancy their chances, will Ireland, of making it through to the quarter-finals. We're going to have 13 seconds now, one game together, supporting equality and anti-discrimination. All the athletes in all three versions of this tournament will be making this stance. Wonderfully reflected, that sentiment, by the crowd here at Headingley as well. Enjoy. I think I just heard the referee. Well, we will, sir, we will. This is going to be fantastic. Richie Myler is going to get us underway here. As we said, a World Cup debut for Jamaica. 25th international game ever. Ireland, though, the out-and-out favourites. Let's see how this one goes. Alongside me, Kevin Brown and Kyle Amor. What are we expecting, fellas? Kyle, the former Irish international. Surely first word for you.
Yeah, well, good afternoon, Dave, Kevin. Good afternoon, everyone at home as well. You know, for this Ireland side, they haven't played a game, have they? This is the first game, actually, inside of 3 years. So we saw what happened to Samoa yesterday, perhaps a little bit rusty. But for Jed Cochrane's men, it's important that they start well. And for me, in order for Ireland to get a win, well, the key to it all is Luke Keary and Richie Myler. Look out for those two over the course of 80 minutes.
We're going to have to keep him in check, Kev. He might be getting emotional at times throughout this afternoon.
He'll be cheering them on. I think it'll be a good day. They look fantastic, don't they, on paper, Ireland, and they're going after him early. I think this is the key battle up the middle of the field. Liam Byrne leading his charge with George King. Jamaica have got to go with him here. They've got lots of pace and athleticism, but they've got to, you know, early on, they've just got to withstand that middle pressure.
Well, here's one of two brothers on the Ireland side today. Innes Senior plays on one side, Lewis Senior plays on the other wing, Toby King and George King, and here is Toby King, the other brothers as well, so there should be a level of understanding, you'd think. Out of dummy half it's taken, and Ireland beginning to advance inside their opponent's half. O'Hagan is starting here by the looks of it. Looking down there, he was named on the bench, but Brendan O'Hagan is definitely out there and starting. Driven in by Byrne. Well, they've set a platform here, have the Irish. What can they build? Keary, out back it goes to Myler. Myler with a long pass. Senior's out of play. Innes Senior. Good defence from Jamaica.
Yeah, it certainly was. You know, that cover tackle there from Mo Goro, the Keighley Cougars winger. He had to make a desperate latch-ditch effort, didn't he? And he come up with it right there. But it's wonderful play as well from Ireland, wasn't it? Dropping Liam Byrne back into the middle, working the same guys over. Keary getting his hands on the ball, supplying a pass to Myler. It's a cut-out pass, isn't it, to the winger? And that's a great tackle, isn't it?
I think Ashton Goulding made 4 tackles in that set of 6. There's no surprise there. They're going after him, trying to take a little bit of energy, because the enthusiasm that he brings, enthusiasm is running now from dummy half. He'll be key for Jamaica, so they're trying to soak his legs out.
He's going to add a bit of, and that's not his position really, as it's not been his position down the years, Ash Goulding, but he's going to add a bit of pace out of dummy half, isn't he?
He made a good fist of it when Ian Watson put him there, and when he went on the bench, he's just a great player to throw on and use that energy that he has. you know, it's a little bit different when you're starting a game and you've got to get the brute force. You've got to match fire with fire early on. He normally comes off the bench and gives him that energy.
Golding does that, throws it back to the middle. Kieran Rush is offering it back on the inside, and Michael Lawrence will try and push his way through, but Ireland's defence is muscling up here.
Right, it's been terrific so far, hasn't it? Ed Chamberlain there, just not allowing Lawrence to drop back on the angle. Moves forward, and it's another good set, isn't it? Only 20 metres gained, and look where the Irish start from now as he look to cross over the 40.
In his senior, well wrapped up though. Good effort in defence from Greg Johnson. Another of those we're familiar, having seen him in Super League down the years, Greg Johnson, but these days with the Batley Bulldogs. Keary from dummy half again. The Irish advancing just beyond the halfway line. Still got plenty of tackles in the bag as well here. Keys on that right-hand side.
What an experience it will be for Keys as well to play alongside Keary. He had a terrific season, didn't he, with Halifax. Nominated for the Young Player of the Year. Ireland look to move the ball once more through Halton now.
Frankie Halton, revelation at Hull Kingston Rovers. Tony Smith spotted him and decided that he was worth a punt in Super League this year. And he has done terrifically well. Keys again, right-hand side, they're making moves. Chamberlain, well, the ball has gone forward. And again, Jamaica survived that early threat.
Yeah, good defence, and just backing up what Kyle said before, I think Joe Keys compliments Luke Keary. It went to the right-hand side then, and he came up with a terrific pass. Ed Chamberlain, probably if he had his time again, he'd find the winger. But there's so many players out of position for Jamaica. I think, you know, Greg Johnson normally plays on the wing. You've got Ben Jones-Bishop, who's normally a winger, he's at full-back. And you've got Woodburn all in the halves, who normally plays full-back, so it'll probably be more apparent defensively. They'll be in different spots, and they'll have to make different decisions than they used to, Dave.
Oh, this is a real strong start from Ireland. Again, Jamaica struggling to come out of their own area here.
Move, George.
Into dummy half goes Ashton Golding again. Kick downfield is necessary.
And that's an early one as well, Dave, isn't it? Because once again, the Irish Wolfhounds there, they've just smothered, haven't they, Jamaica? Another only 20 metres gained that whole set. They opt for an early kick just to buy them some land and territory, but Richie Miley sees that coming, using all of his experience there, as once again, Ireland are now crossing over into Jamaica's territory.
O'Hagan here, a dummy half. Had a season with the York club. I was going to say the York City Knights, but they've just rebranded, haven't they? They're now York RLWC, as they try to make a push for Super League in the next few years. Picked up. Back it goes to Keys. Keys onto Keary. Keary tries to try them himself, but 5 gone, 1 to play, 1 to play. The Irish are going to run it again. No, they're not. The little chip comes in, but the defensive hands are safe enough, and Jamaica will start from there. They're starting a lot of their sets very close to the line.
Yeah, Ireland are doing what Ireland have done for the last few World Cups. When Barry and Terry O'Connor was the front rowers, when Kyle and Mickey Mack, they're testing people up the middle of the field, and George King and Liam Byrne at the minute will make a tackle on Alex Young, as we see right now. They're just dominating the middle of the field and giving no territory and field position for Jamaica.
But it's this side of the ball, Kev, where I think the game will ultimately come undone. Ireland's ability just to get off the line, restrict the metres of them, and it's almost suffocating Jamaica. I know it's only 6 minutes in. I've been impressed with this guy here, Morgoro. On that occasion, they deal with him well, but he's so powerful on the floor, and they're going to look to players like him to generate some sort of ruck speed. A chance on now, maybe.
Well, Woodburn Hall has decided to run it, puts it back on the inside here. It's Johnson, the kick eventually from Golding. A little bit of unplanned play, but caught safely by Lewis Senior.
I don't know about you, Cal, but I think that's the way the Jamaicans need to play. I think the fuller pace, if they play a conventional style and go up the middle, they've not really got the side to match it, you know, man for man up the middle. But if they throw the ball around, play a little bit of ad-lib, I think it could pay off.
Absolutely, Kev. Yeah, look, I got the fortunate privilege of playing these guys last week when I represented Cumbria against Jamaica in there as they began their preparation for this World Cup. And one thing that impressed me was their back five, their ability to spin out of rucks and almost win the floor. And that's another good tackle there on Joe Keys, and it had to be as well because he was done for numbers out wide.
AJ Wallace comes in and puts on that vice-like grip. Here comes O'Hagan out of dummy half again. Pass from Keary is a little untidy. Going to take some dealing with, and isn't, and Jamaica respond well, and a little win there from Greg Johnson.
Certainly was. You know, look at all the players come running in together now. They know they've been under the cosh for the last 8 minutes. And to turn them away and force another error from them, you know, this breeds confidence, Kev, doesn't it, when you can just keep turning sides away.
Completely. That's the third time now they've tried to go around Jamaica, and Jamaica have got pace. They've got pace in the centre with Greg Johnson, and he's strong too. Mo Agoro did the same to win his senior down in the bottom corner, and then Ed Chamberlain got thrown out. So I think the message will be going on from Jed Corcoran just to tighten things up and get back to going through the middle of the field.
Their confidence will be building here as well, won't it? Because here we are, 8 minutes into the game. Haven't really put on an attack, but they haven't conceded yet.
No, and they're very, very
and they've
fit.
got a penalty.
They're very, very fit. Michael Lawrence and that man who's just won the penalty, Ashton Goulding, they won't stop. And even though the weight of possession and territory has been against them, they can come back with a counter-punch here now with some good field position, Dave.
And this is important, isn't it, now? This is the first real cracking good ball, isn't it? As the ball gets now tapped in from a goal roll to Greg Johnson. They're 20 metres away from the Irish line. What have they got in this set? Because, you know, it'll be interesting to see what sort of pattern they put on.
Best chance so far. 5 tackles to go from here. Michael Lawrence. 15 away. Golding at dummy half. Going left again. Joe Brown will try to step on the inside. The Irish defence being tested here. Richie Myler in back play, just organising his defenders, but Golding's going to try and take them on himself. Well, they're that close. They're that close. 6 again. They've got another set to have a go. Lawrence helps it on. Quickly out of that defensive line comes Toby King to close things down. But Jamaica are fueled with enthusiasm and excitement just at the moment, as Lawrence finds himself central and close. Jamaica can work both sides. It's a lovely little kick into the in-goal area, and it's just about, I think, dealt with by Lewis Senior.
I thought Jacob Ogden got his hand to that.
Well, he's having a look here, isn't he? That was a dangerous bounce, and the referee is going with a square in the air. He's going to go for the video referee. Let's hear what's said.
All right, thanks, Ben. Director starting at the onside, offside. Video check, we have no try. Just pause it on the boot. The outside kick chase of Jamaica are onside. Go through now to the grounding. Something from that corner. Just need to see whether the Irish player's foot's out when he makes contact with the ball. So just go slow here. Slow here. The ball's still in. The ball's still in.
Here we go.
Still in. The ball has come off the hand of the Jamaican and made contact with the touch line, the dead ball line.
Fooled me.
There's no touch by the Irish player. He's still in the field. I've seen all available angles and I've made my decision.
Well, the referee's left there by himself because the players have made their decision as well. They're back on the 20-metre mark, ready for the tap restart. There we go, infinity and beyond. To say no try. No try. But what a chance, what an opportunity for Jamaica.
It was a great chance, and I thought it was a really good kick there by Kieran Rush too, and you know, it was well weighted. They just couldn't get the hands down and force that ball on the ground, but much better for Jamaica. And I think the way that Ashton Goulding is playing, he's not trying to play like a conventional hooker. As soon as he gets chance, he's almost playing like a winger in there. He's running whenever there's a quick play of the ball.
O'Hagan at dummy half. Big charge down the middle by Liam Byrne. The Wigan prop forward. Ireland working their way back inside enemy territory. That's a good carry by James Bentley, another local lad. Just had a season, a grand final making season with the Leeds Rhinos. King keeps it alive. Ireland look wide. Here's an opportunity. Chamberlain down that right-hand side. There's some speed here, but the foot is in touch. The foot is in touch from Lewis Senior.
Again, another terrific cover tackle. They were done for numbers. There was a wonderful offload by George King. And Joe Keys, well, he's had some big involvements already. Supplies that pass to Ed Chamberlain. And wow, how good does Alex Young do here to show that composure, then to get off, and that last-ditch effort there. It's just enough, isn't it? It doesn't always have to be perfect, but it's enough to put Senior off. And that right boot of his goals in touch, and Jamaica survive once again.
What a weekend for the young family. Don yesterday, a superstar, scoring 2 tries for England. And Alex, his older brother, with that wonderful tackle. He plays for Workington, by the way, Alex. Didn't take rugby league as seriously as Dom, did he? I think it was at Huddersfield for a while, but he's gone down the education route. He's a law graduate.
Well, he's taken it serious today. He's just been put on his backside, Dave.
That's a big error, that, isn't it? You just get a feel, don't you, that the amount of pressure that Ireland have put under, yes, they haven't executed, but you've invited this Irish side. It's wonderful contact, isn't it, from Jolliffe, the Gold Coast Titan. He's been heavily involved in Justin Holbrook's side over the last 3 seasons, and you can see why there with that contact on Young. And it's a scrum, 20 metres away from the line, almost centre of the field. Look out for Keary and Myler as he goes on the move now.
Here's Keary on that right-hand side. The ball goes wide. They've got them now. They've got them now. There's no stopping Lewis Senior. He's in to score. Ireland do have their opening try. Wonderful scrum play. And Irish eyes are smiling now with that first try for them in this tournament.
Yeah, they certainly are. I just got a feeling there beforehand that the weight of possession, you know, Ireland, they hadn't quite executed. They threatened a couple of times in both corners, last-ditch efforts from Jamaica, but that Alex Young error was just all too much. And the dam's broken, isn't it? We see there, beautiful contact right under the ball, dislodges it as well. And from the base of the scrum, Kev, they're just able to pick them apart.
Well, it looks simple, but it's the intricacy of the late movement from Myler and Keary. I think we'll be speaking about them a lot more in this tournament, the link up with them. They played Samoa in a warm-up game this week. You know, and apparently they cut them open 7 tries to 1, and they look really sharp, and you had Joe Keys in there as well.
Yeah, we just see there, isn't it? It's Jacob Ogden, the number 4 in the black jumper. He just can't resist. He bites in, and then it's just a simple catch and pass from Myler. Such an underrated skill at speed. But Richie Myler, he's one of the best at it, isn't he? A terrific season he's had as well. 10 tries in 19 appearances for Richie Myler, but it's Lewis Senior who's on the end of it and gets his first try for Ireland in his first cap as well.
Well, Kingston Rovers, Lewis Senior. By the way, a little bit of an update on the teams. The inclusion in that starting 13 of Brendan O'Hagan rather took us by surprise because he was named on the bench. Josh Cook, the young Canterbury Bulldogs hooker, was supposed to be starting, but they've switched those 2 around, and as a result the Irish have lost an interchange because of that late switch. They claim they'd updated their team sheet, but that's not been accepted, so they've lost an interchange, but they've scored a try. They lead here by 4 points to 0. Kick missed.
Yeah, we just see the scrum again, don't we? It's O'Hagan, Keary into the line, a wonderful line from the back row, and it's a simple catch and pass there. That's shell and peas for Richie Myler.
Stay onside! Stay onside!
It's just important now that they get back into this game. You can't go try and let this Irish team get into the groove. I do feel when they get the ball again, though, they just need to start moving it a little bit more and just challenge the edges a little bit.
But they need to get away from the middle unit of Ireland, don't they? They need to move them about a bit, Kev. You know, perhaps, you know, a bit more width of pass from 9. Get the middles travelling around, because this isn't what you want. You know, when you've just conceded a penalty, the most important thing is to get control of the ruck, assert your dominance, and not do stupid, silly penalties like that, because in the blink of an eye, you know, Ireland, once again, they just cross over the halfway line without exerting any energy whatsoever. And it's Jamaica who are on the back foot once more.
Here's Bentley. Plenty of boom from Bentley. Had an up and down season, didn't he? An on and off season. He spent most of the first half of the season in the Naughty Boys chair because he was suspended more than he played.
Yeah, and it was at this very ground that 2022 got off to a horror start for him. That red card on Gareth Widdop. He finished the season in great form, didn't he?
Here's O'Hagan at dummy half. Out they go to that right-hand side. Keys tries to switch back on the inside with a footwork, but Jamaica's defence is sharp to that. Spun back, and a step this time from the captain King, and George King will force his way over for the second try. Sheer determination, sheer muscle, but we're going to have to wait and see. Referee's not sure. We're going to go back to the video referee. He thinks try on the field. Does Ben Casti, but the video referee, Ashley Klein's eagle eye required again.
Banding there. Can I get an angle front on, please? We're on tackle 4 with the live decision of no try. At the moment, he has possession. Ball's grounded there short of the line. His hand still has it. Ball hasn't touched the ground yet. It's still up at this stage. Just keep playing it through, keep playing it through. And then the ball touches. So can I just see that angle again, but with a bit of speed there to show that momentum may take it to the try line? The Irish player does not move the ball from the point it touches the ground, and momentum takes him into the in-goal area. I've seen all angles and have made my decision.
Here we go. Try confirmed. George King, veteran of the World Cup 5 years ago in 2017, a proud captain, gets his side's second try of the tournament.
Yeah, he's had a hand in both tries now. Obviously scored that one on his defence on the last one, but this was just Route 1 stuff. It's just the sheer weight of possession and the time they've done it, but that's very smart play. The temptation would be to lift your arm, and the rules in rugby league, if you do lift your arm and have a second movement, it's a penalty, and he doesn't. He stays patient, and that's probably one of the hardest things to do, Kyle, as a front rower. When you don't score too many tries, when you get so close, you don't score too many tries, Kyle.
Ed Chamberlain missed his first attempt. A little closer in. He's whacked it against the post. Well, it's getting closer. But 8-0 it remains.
Yeah, look, there was nothing on really here, was there? And rugby league has a funny feeling, a funny habit, sorry, of when you switch off there like AJ Wallace did, it finds you, doesn't it? And it's just poor from him, really, if I'm honest. He has to work a bit harder there. Your job's not done until the ball's dead. And George King, he finds that and grabs his 6th try in Ireland colours.
How many tries do you score in your career, Kyle?
Don't know.
You don't know.
He definitely does. He's counted everyone. 3 or 4.
I saw him post a picture of scoring in training for Warrington. He got that desperate this last season. Here's King again.
It's another good carry from him, isn't it? That little late footwork that he has. Finds his elbows and knees, plays the ball quick, and Holton takes over now. Another 10-metre carry.
Oh, the offload just about comes off.
Danger.
Here's Keary. Keary with a step. Keary with a handoff. Now he's got the pace and the support. Richie Myler. Great covering tackle coming over from Alex Young. Yeah. But look what Ireland are, and look at the momentum that's with them now. They're seeking more, they should get more. Oh, but another big effort from Agoro came in. Absolutely smashed his man to stop him in his tracks. 1 play to go. It's with Keary. Keary's chip, knocked back and out of play. It'll be a dropout underneath the sticks.
Well, Luke Keary's the superstar of the game there. We just see it all, don't we? His ability to run the football, he's mixing up his kicking game, bringing people onto the ball. He'll be a constant threat all evening, this fella. Watch him go here, does Michael Lawrence, and again, runs away, passes it to Myler. I thought Myler had the legs to finish this off, but it's a great tackle from Alex Young there. And they survive once more, don't they? But it's off the boot of Keary there. Jacob Ogden can't deal with it. Ed Chamberlain chasing hard, and it's a repeat set.
So here we go, another wave of attack. Toby King has this covered. Safe pair of hands as he picks it up and tests that Jamaican line with that initial surge. So 5 tackles to go here for the Irish. King now with Byrne. I'm sure that Liam Byrne will be thinking if George King can push his way through, I might have a chance as well. King again, just offloading it back to Jolliffe, who's playing with their minds, the big fella. Dancing on his feet. Spun away. Keys. Good defending from Jamaica, right up in the Irish faces. Space kept to the minimum. Another set of 6, though. Infringement at the play the ball, so the Irish get a reset. That's what the hooter is in the background. Picked up quickly out from dummy half. It's going to be taken by O'Hagan, who'll claim a 3rd and gets a 3rd. Ireland rolling at the moment. They're having fun.
Yeah, they're just going between the scrum lines, aren't they? It was King, Jolliffe and Liam Byrne there with 2 carries. Yes, they got a repeat set, a set restart, sorry. But they just go again, don't they? A carry off the back of Byrne. O'Hagan jumps out, and it's just too quick at the moment. There's nothing that they can do about it. Guys aren't even back and set. O'Hagan there gets inside of Brown. Marker doesn't quite get his roll right, and he's able just to put it down, isn't it? It's between Andrade and Brown, and it's as simple as the scores for O'Hagan. It's a blistering start from Ireland.
And the try looks really simple, and it is really simple, but I think the patience of Luke Keary after the break, you know, and then Richie Myler to take the tackle, put a great kick in, get another set of 6, keep challenging them and get a set restart. That's what that gives you, the momentum. They just can't stop that at the minute, Jamaica.
Well, they certainly can't. You know, I'm just really impressed as well with Joe Keys. We spoke about him probably living in the shadow of Myler and Keary heading into this tournament, Keary in particular. But he almost shared responsibility today. Hasn't all been through Keary, has he? Richard Keys has stepped up on that right side as they convert to 14-0 through Ed Chamberlain.
What a start, what a start. Jamaica held them out for 13 minutes, but since then it's been one-way traffic over that goal line. By the way, update on the interchange rather. There's been some politics going on behind the scenes. Ireland have got their interchange back. Apparently it was a systems error. They were in the right, so he can go off without feeling too guilty about the fact that he started. The Irish have all 8 interchanges to play with, and leading by 14 points to 0. And they're enjoying their day.
It was a good stint as well by Brendan O'Hagan. He came in and he set the stall out. Harry Rushton's come on now and just carted that ball in, so the momentum isn't going to stop. Jamaica have to find a way of, you know, challenging them physically, but I'm pretty sure they need to move the ball around.
This fella's been good today for Ireland as well, Frankie Holton. And what you get with him is you just get sheer hard work. Spend a number of over 100 appearances nearly with Swinton and Featherstone in the championship. Ellery Hanley mentioned 4 years ago, playing for Lee Miners at amateur level. He's here operating on the world stage today and doing well.
Well, here's Keys offering a threat. Snuffed out by the Jamaican defence. Last play coming up, so Keary will kick. High and hanging, Agoro underneath it, and has taken it very well, actually.
Great take.
Bit of friendly fire there, could have put him off.
Yeah, Greg Johnson got him. It's another great kick by Keary. He's just added the spice to this side. He's the finishing touches to an already talented Ireland team. He's just coming up with the end of sets, end of plays at the end of sets.
But it's this that's impressing me. You know, they've gone 90 metres off a kick, put him in the corner, play free, and hasn't even been a metre made. They're doing so well at Ireland in terms of just smothering Jamaica, not allowing them any sort of ruck speed whatsoever. And on the back of that, they'll go one more in, and then it'll be a long kick, which I'm pretty sure Richie Myler will just swallow up.
Well, here's a kick early from Kieran Rush. Richie Myler's across there to take it. Support coming instantly from Lewis Senior. The Jamaican line's just a little broken across there, but it rights itself before Senior can do any real damage.
Just entering that part of the game, Dave, where fatigue, you know, it can make cowards of us all, and perhaps 1 or 2 people in the middle there missing their role, not chasing, but they get away with it there, Jamaica.
Out of dummy half goes the fresh Josh Cook, and now they're plundering down this left-hand side with Toby King, but Agoro again is strong.
He's been really good defensively.
He's prolific as a try scorer, but his defence today has been absolutely spot on, hasn't it? George King.
But just look at the contrast in width there. We've gone from touchline now to far right-hand post, and it just makes the middle unit of Jamaica travel over, asking the fullback to get his numbers right.
Cook goes to Keary. Keary back on the inside again. The crash bang effort down the middle, but denied. Last play. Oh, it's a little loose. Lawrence sees it back, and it will be picked up in the end by Jacob Ogden. Jamaica have it back to their relief.
Yeah, I think Josh Cook there, he almost thought about going himself, and then the marker just pinged him, and it was a poor pass. We're disappointed with that, but you do sense that, what Carl's saying, the fatigue is setting, and I think that Ireland have sensed it too. Luke Keary now is buzzing round, he's running down the short side, he's sitting behind the ruck and seeing where the late defender goes back and picking him off. Great bit of half-back play.
It's going to be interesting to watch Harry Rushton here today as well, isn't it? Because he's back in Super League next year, isn't he, with Huddersfield, having had a stint with Canberra.
3-year deal, Dave.
Yeah, we'll see how he goes.
Yeah, good bit of business.
Ian Watson will be watching with interest, and Richie Myler should have been watching with a little more carefulness. His knock on, and Jamaica given a boost here.
Yeah, they certainly do. It was a high-towering kick, wasn't it? It was great pressure from James Bentley. He done everything right. And the kick in the air, Richie Myler advancing onto it, just loses sight of it there.
He gets
It's an opportunity, isn't it?
The hands in front of the face, it's not something that you usually see. He gets it wrong, he gets his feet in the wrong place. No, you don't really catch a spiralling ball like that above your head, and that's the byproducts of it.
Quickly, guys.
Jed Corcoran, we saw there, the Ireland head coach. Just a little concerned, not over concerned, because his side leading as they do and playing as they are reasonably comfortable in the game, but he'll be anxious not to give Jamaica a foothold back in this competition. Siobhan Bailey, what a day for him, by the way. The Duhaney Park Red Sharks forward. I think there's 5 from the Jamaican domestic league in this squad.
That's good defence, isn't it?
AJ Wallace closed down, but back he comes.
Quiet, Chamberlain has to smother him there.
Back.
Here's Golding. Rush. Spinning it back. Quick hands from Woodburn Hall. The ball is slid. It's going to go out of play. Out of play.
Yeah, too much on that kick from Ben Jones-Bishop. The idea was right. He's seen there that Senior and the centre got up so far. And he just there, the space comes in. Toby King flies in. And perhaps if he gets that kick right again, there's an opportunity there for a goal roll, but there's just too much weight on it.
It's only execution, it's the right play, Kyle.
It is.
Yeah, he's spotted that aggressive defence. He's asking for a pass, a goal roll. But I think the kick was on, it was just the execution. He put a bit too much weight behind it.
Yeah. But I just think so far in this game, you know, Jamaica have had 2 good ball sets and twice they've almost just threatened with a kick, haven't they? Just quite haven't got it a fraction too long, Kev, like you mentioned there. But, you know, it's evident so far that they're not going to get too many opportunities. So the next one they take, for me, they have to take it.
Okay, go, 3.
The other game in this group, by the way, New Zealand against Lebanon, the other opening game in this group, a little later this evening at the HGA Stadium. You can see that on the red button. So we get a sense of, an early sense of where Group C's at by the end of the day. This is taken on by Rushton.
Go,
Last play. Keary puts it high.
He's got it on a string at the minute.
Ben Jones-Bishop.
Certainly has, but just look out for the green jumpers now, what they do from here. They've replicated it so far, open 26 minutes. There's only 1 metre made, or maybe 5 then, as Alex Young just spills out of that tackle. But just watch how many metres they restrict here. This is what I've been so impressed with the Irish side. Once again, taking metres off them. And as a player, when you're facing against that, it just puts doubt and you feel like there's no way out in the game.
Little run out of dummy half just to break the pattern from Kieran Rush. Scrambling to his feet for that quick play the ball. Lawrence now looking for a path for extra yards. Last play in the set. And a kick again with Rush.
Oh, no.
He's out on the fall. The last thing he would have wanted.
Well, I think they're getting frustrated now. Really struggling to penetrate this green line, this green wave flying off the line. They look full of energy. They're smashing into the forwards, and then Kieran Rush there is trying to buy a bit of land, and he's kicked it out on the full. So this is a big job now. You know, with 14 points, the game's not gone. But if they keep ticking over, it's going to be a long way back.
Well, the currency of the modern day game, Kev, is that, isn't it? It's energy, and winning the energy battle, and you do that normally with your defensive actions. And Ireland, you know, they've had a couple of opportunities, but they've taken them crucially. And just off the back of there, another terrific set. That wave of a green wall that you mentioned there perhaps forces Kieran Rush, that kick over the sideline. They do look a bit tired at the moment, to the Reggae Warriors.
Jolliffe 25 yards away. Cook at dummy half. Key short pass. King takes it on. 3 tries for the Irish so far. They're going hunting for a 4th here. Down that blind side. Oh, they've lost the ball, and it's Bentley who's knocked it on, and Jamaica pick up.
What a way to make up for your error there, Kieran Rush on Bentley. It was a hard line, wasn't it? The pass probably wasn't quite where Bentley wanted to be. He has to almost have to turn into it. We just see there. Kieran Rush there, he does a good job, sorry.
Here's Golding. Oguro. I mentioned his prolific try scoring, 28 tries this season. He once went on a run, I think it was 13 games, consecutive games of try scoring.
That's a better kick from Rush. It was the good defence. then a better kick. He's made up for the error.
Myler inside for Innes Senior. Out to brother Lewis.
Whoa! Move!
Jamaican's chase is good.
Go, one.
Ireland restricted for the moment. Here's Innes Senior again. Swarming around it.
Go, two.
Athletic run forward from Frankie Holton. Bounced away. Myler gets it away. Pass misdirected, but picked up by Lewis Senior again.
Three. Move back. Nice ball.
3 to go in this
Go,
set for the
three.
Irish. Deep inside their own territory at the moment.
Four.
James Hassan on the
Move.
field. Takes them to the halfway line.
Go, four.
Out of dummy half by Cook. Up to the line by Keary. Keary with the offload. Myler closed down and caught by Woodburn Hall.
Move back. Lorenz.
Jamaica working hard at the moment. They need one more big effort here, because the Irish are going to run it through hands. Toby King with a little grubber kick. Keary's chasing it, but Ben Jones-Bishop is down. It's a penalty anyway
Offside.
for Jamaica for offside.
Offside there. Toby King's little kick. It was something that was neither here nor there, wasn't it? Ben Jones-Bishop drops on it. I think it's Keary who's called offside. They get a penalty, a relieving penalty as well.
I think they've been really good defensively, Jamaica, on this right edge. Thrown a lot of shape. Luke Keary and Toby King, Senior. But Agoro and Greg Johnson have stood up to everything they've thrown at the minute.
Defining opening 2 games for Ireland at this World Cup. This one here today, and then they play Lebanon next week at the Lee Sports Village. If they win both games, then
One. Move.
they will be making the quarterfinals. I think it's fairly safe to say, because New Zealand, the other side in the group, that's knocked on. And the seeding would have them playing Australia in the quarterfinals. So it's an intriguing few weeks for the Irish, isn't it?
It's a good reward if they can get the world champions. You know, they're going as underdogs, but on this performance so far, they look very solid and they look very balanced as well, Dave, throughout the side.
Okay.
Would see Luke Keary up against his former nation as well, the ex-Australian international. King's made the break here, George King.
Two.
Nobody could get up with him, but the Irish are flooding forward again here. They want to get on with it quickly. Out it comes now. And the kick through is going to be collected. Oh, and the defensive effort again is monumental to make sure that it is Senior ain't going to touch that ball down. Although they're having a look at it. They're having a look at it. It's got to be no try on the field, surely.
Have no try.
Certainly looked that way up here.
Bingo touch, you running ball.
Video ref to director. We have no try on tackle 3. Just pause on the kick chase to start with. Just go back to the kick chase. He gains position there. The left side, Irish kick chase is onside. Number 5 takes possession and loses a ball, touching goal. I've seen all available angles and have made my decision.
There we go. Infinity beyond again. No try.
No try, yeah.
Stays at 14-0.
It's an unconventional tackle technique there from Ben Jones-Bishop. The jumping up and the double hand push in the face. But he did enough. I think the scramble's been terrific. You can't question their effort in this game. I just think they're just lacking a little bit of firepower up front. They can't get any momentum through the middle of the field.
It's all about attitude, isn't it, defence?
Yeah, it certainly is, but there's also as well the size and physicality, and I just think that, you know, Byrne and King set the platform early on. They brought Hassan and McDonald on as well, and they both just lifted it, haven't they? And they've not been able to cope with it, but those senior boys, well, they won't sleep tonight, will they? That's 3 chances now that they've not been able to put down, largely through the cover defence there from Jamaica. You know, speaking to one of the coaches through the week, he spoke about how important it was for this side to create their own identity, earn respect.
James Bentley being James Bentley.
I was going to say, here's one of those usual suspects moments, isn't it? Jacob Ogden and James Bentley coming together.
Yeah. Well, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it, for Bentley? He plays the game right on the very edge. And when he gets that part of the game right, he's one of the best players in Super League, but you know, there's not really an awful lot in that, is there? Just a bit of shirt pulling, if anything, but James Bentley, when he gets it right, he can get right under the skin of players. You know, I think back to the last 2 games of the season, you know, bar the grand final, that win at Wigan and the win over in Catalan. I thought he got that part exceptionally well, and he was brilliant.
Yeah, he was a try scorer, wasn't he, in that win against Wigan in the semi-final. Sealing the deal. Golding out a dummy half. Travelling, taking his side to within 40 metres of where they want to be. Big effort forward from Ross Peltier. But this is the last play here for Jamaica. What can they do? It's high without much travel. The ball's kept alive. It's not been touched, and it's thrown away by a loose pass over the top from Bailey.
It was a poor end to the set, wasn't it, if we're honest? The half-back there tries to put it into that far right-hand corner, doesn't he? But the kick just goes awkwardly off his boot. Ends up in Bailey's hands, and he looks for a goal rope. But the execution of the pass once again, I think that's the big message, isn't it, for Jamaica? You know, their execution when they have been down this end has not been good enough to threaten Ireland.
Been really impressed with Harry Rushton. He put the kick pressure on the shot out the line and cut the kicker's time down. Every time he's carried the ball, he's carrying it again now. Every time he's carried it, he's penetrated this line.
South Sydney player James Hassan had a spell over here, though, hasn't he, with Salford and Wakefield.
Just going back to Rushton there, that's smart. You know, the play before he tips to Hassan, and then he just takes over with a direct carry. Once again, just working that middle unit overhead. Chamberlain gets dropped under. And that's been the theme all night for the Irish. Just keep working the same people over, get them, then pick off numbers. Here comes the shape now.
5.5 minutes of the half remaining. Ireland threatening to gallop through again. Hassan just had his ankles tapped, but he can still keep it alive. It's Cook who's bumped to the ground. Last play. One more go at this Jamaican line in this set of 6. Kick over the top by Keys. He's a big fella. He's senior on that far side, but he's not going to get there. Last touch off him, it's a tap back on the 20.
Well, the variation of the kicking game has been really impressive. From Keary and at that time, Joe Keys. And they've also got Richie Myler, so they've got so many options when it comes to the 5th tackle. It's been impressive so far.
It has been good fun so far as well, hasn't it? You know, we cannot underestimate the journey that Jamaica have been on to be here. That is a kick that's not quite going to reach where he hoped it would reach, but
this could be
Richie Myler picks it up. And here comes Lewis Senior, who's finding a few gaps down the middle. But Jamaica just to be here at this World Cup is a terrific story, isn't it?
Yeah, and they've not stopped working. They're working really hard. They're going to have to work hard again, Dave.
Being stretched. Back on the inside goes Hulton. Picked up by Toby King, and now taken on by Keary. And Keary looking to bounce away from defenders and holding that ball away. That's a beautiful little pass from him. It's superbly created. It's finished by Chamberlain, but it was all in the creation there. The architect, Keary, and the end result was just beautiful to look on at. And the Irish have their 4th try.
And for the first 36.5 minutes, it's been an absolute pleasure to watch Luke Keary. He gets the ball and he's just scheming. He schemes across the line and he's waiting for someone to pop out the line. They pop out the line and he shows his strength and his skill. And not only to show the dummy with one hand, but to flick it off the back, and Ed Chamberlain goes in for a walkover. But Luke Keary, I just think he's been magnificent. When he's not a big fella, but Kieran Rush just can't put him down, and then the skill off the back of it. I think he's been really patient, and he's waited, you know, for Ireland to get this dominance, waited for Jamaica's fatigue to kick in before he's really started putting the foot on the throat and exposing this tired Jamaican defence.
Well, he'll be looking to fill his boots in the second half, won't he? As will the Irish collectively. 4 tries in a dominant display in the first 40 minutes. Kick to come, and they are looking good, the Irish Wolfhounds, in this World Cup so far. Italians had a win against Scotland earlier today, didn't they? And Ireland had to beat Italy in the qualifiers to actually get here, so that tells you a little bit about their pedigree. Fourth attempt of the day here from Ed Chamberlain. The Lee centre. Last game he was playing in was Lee's £1 million win over Batley, which confirms their place in Super League next year. But he's not having much luck with a boot. I tell you what, if he was sponsored for hitting the post, he'd be earning a bomb, wouldn't he? But that's twice now. Only one success, and it remains at 18-0.
Yeah, and it keeps it to within 3 scores. So Jamaica are not down and out, but Luke Keary again, just scheming, showing the dummy and out the back. He's just absolutely quality, and it's summed up nicely there by James Bentley, still having his little battle. Jacob Ogden.
So Ireland looking to bring it from deep and taking a risk with the offload from Harry Rushton. They've got away with it. I'm sure his Huddersfield coach Ian Watson next year will be just trying to persuade him not to do that too often in Super League.
Yeah.
Hassan.
Move, action!
Here's Cook. Dummy half. Keary again, looking to spread it. Toby King looking to carry it. Great support here from Keary. Keary's pass inside, just on the fingertips of Richie Myler.
I think Richie let him down there. I think he was in front of him, and he couldn't kick it, he couldn't pass it. And Richie was definitely in front of him. It was right on line with us. No, it was great play by Keary here, exposing Toby King, showing the dummy. But as we look again, he's in front of him. That's the one rule in rugby league that you're taught from such a young age, be behind the ball carrier. I think Richie was just a little bit too eager there.
Well, he can afford a smile because the situation his side are in.
Okay, guys. Inside.
Into the final minute of this first half.
Shot clock off.
Shot clock on here for the scrum.
Out.
Out it comes.
One. Move.
Jamaica.
Go.
Final touch of the ball in this opening 40 minutes. Looking if they can to get themselves downfield, but it's laboured at the moment.
Go.
He's been better at when he's come on, hasn't he? He's given some punch in the middle of the field, Ross Peltier.
Still got a couple of plays to go at least here. 3 plays to go in this set. But they're not finding much room to run in at the moment, the Jamaicans, because Ireland's defence is pretty smart. It's a better carry, but it's a penalty for offside against the Irish. The hooter will sound. So you'd imagine they kick for goal here.
Yeah, they'll have to take the 2. It's not an easy kick, but you'd expect a kicker of Kieran Rush's ability to knock this one over.
Little cheer from those who are supporting Jamaica on the terraces at the prospect of this being their opening point to the World Cup. Kieran Rush, another Huddersfield player. There's plenty of those out on the field today. He's been on loan at Rochdale this last year, though. He's not made his Super League debut yet, I don't think. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's not. It's taken a while for the kicking tee to come on. There's, in fact, his drinks that are coming on. The kicking tee's there. There's nothing to wait for. Get on with it, Kieran.
Stay onside.
Why are they bringing the water on? It's half time. They're about to go into the
Can have as much as you
dressing
want.
rooms. Yeah. So here comes Kieran Rush. Is this going to be Jamaica's first World Cup points ever? Yes, it is. Listen to that roar. They love it, the Headingley crowd. Jamaica have points from the boot of Kieran Rush, but they also find themselves a long way back in the way this game has gone. Half-time, Jamaica 2, Ireland 18. And I think we're going to get a bit of reaction down on the field from Ash Golding, who's with Damien Johnson.
Ash, those 2 points came at a welcome time. Just give you a bit of a lift at half-time.
Yeah, you know, it was going against us there with the speed of the ruck, but managed to get our way back into the game, got in a decent position, and you take points when you get them.
Good defensive effort, but do you need to change things up in attack second half?
Listen, you've seen how we defended there. We just use the spirit of the Talawa. We got down there and we post points. You know, we're starting to break them, so we just need to tighten it up a little bit and give us more opportunities in attack.
Thanks, Ash.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
George King, the Ireland captain, is with us. Pretty happy with that first half, George?
Parts, yeah. I thought we defended probably pretty well all the game, but I thought us the tackle were a bit clunky in areas. Probably can see that we probably hadn't had a friendly, but I felt when we did get down there, we kept a little bit of structure. We did get points in the back of it, but we're really pleased with the defence that first half.
Thanks, George.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, here's the best bits from the first half here at Headingley. Jamaica very nearly scored early on, but that effort by Jacob Ogden was ruled no try. Ireland then came very close, but were denied by the video referee. Lewis Senior with a foot and touch there as he tried to get over the line. Some good Jamaican defending. It wasn't long though before Ireland got their first try. Senior this time with the run-in the right-hand corner after a turnover from a scrum. And a great set move from Ireland, putting Senior in. The conversion unsuccessful, that was 4 points to 0. Two minutes later, Ireland got their second try, and it was the captain, George King, bulldozing over. The skipper showing some great strength and power to shrug off the tacklers and ground the ball. So that was 8-0. And after 19 minutes, Ireland got their third try. And again, straight up the middle, this time from Brendan O'Hagan. Pretty clinical finish there. Darting into the gap, and Ed Chamberlain converted to make it 14-0. The fourth try was a beauty, made by Luke Keary, the NRL superstar, with a fantastic offload, and that allowed Chamberlain to cross the whitewash. Terrific play from Keary in the midfield, evading tackles, and then the pass out the back of the hand, and Chamberlain waltzed in. 18-0 to the Irish after 36 minutes. Jamaica did get on the board right on the half-time whistle. Kieran Rush with the kick from nearly 40 metres. Straight through the uprights. Jamaica's first points at the Rugby League World Cup, and that will give them good heart going into the break. So it's half-time here at Headingley, but let's look at the highlights from yesterday's game. Fiji-Australia. And the second match of Rugby League World Cup 2021 as the defending champions begin their campaign. It's Australia against Fiji.
Threaded through into backfield, the chase is on, and Fiji! What a chase into the corner! Hunt to Murray, now Cherry Evans, good ball movement. The split the line, brilliant! Texas scoring into the Kangaroos side. Cameroon square. Josh Adokar, they've released him into space. He's got support from Munster. He may not need him. Josh Adokar hits the afterburners for Australia. What a length of the field reply that is! Harry Grant is on for Australia. Now into the hands of Munster for Crichton. Oh! Did he get that down? He celebrates as if he has. And Chris Kendall confirms it. Let's go down to pitch side. Damien Johnson's got some news for us.
Yeah, just grabbed a quick word with Wise Katavarata, the assistant coach, is in charge in the absence of Joe Rambele. He's happy with Fiji's effort. As Australia attack now.
They might well score here, and it's Latrell Mitchell who finishes off a searing break. Too quick even for you, Damien. What a finish that was.
Go, two.
Murray. He engages again, sucking those defenders in. That might leave some gaps. Harry Grant skipping. Harry Grant opening up himself. What a solo score from Harry Grant. Drifted, straightened up, punched his way through, and Australia have some daylight here. Under pressure here. Grant swings one way and swings back the rest. Here comes Tedesco. Nice forward from James Tedesco. Has the skipper come up with the score? Yes, he has. Making some ground. Grant poised to take that into space here, and he's poked his nose through. Clever kick. Josh Adokar to get a second, and that is a magnificent score that brings up the 40. Tanguy Tuimura back to Wakeham. It's a clever kick. It's been snapped forward by Taruma, and Samir Taruma gets a try, which is greeted with cheers from all around Headingley. Fiji have been brave, and they get their reward for sticking in the contest. The game might have gone, but they'll enjoy that one. Full time, Australia 42, Fiji 8.
Purata assessing his options. Ball comes out to Iaria, keeping it moving to Robinson with a chip through. Chased as well. Will it be not clear? Will it be touched by the Italians? The referee raises a hand, goes to the video, and the Italians think they've scored. To the centre of the field. Drive coming forward. And Italy really now pushing that line. Here comes a chance. And it looks like Italy have got their second of the game through Dean Purata, the hooker. And Italy are in. They've scored again. Campagnolo then. Out wide to Atkinson. Is the space here for the Italians going for the corner? It looks like it could be Mason that's in. The celebrations have started from the Italians. Again, it goes to Brown. Brown back to Campagnolo. Campagnolo along the line, finds Atkinson. Will he be successful this time? He goes for the line. Held just short by Scotland. This is the last for Scotland to defend. And there again, little ball to Mason. 2 from 2 on his debut as well. And Italy are moving this game away from the Scots now. I think a penny for Nathan Graham's thoughts at this point as, oh, here we go again with Mason. He's on for his hat-trick. Going right down the field. Nobody's going to catch Mason. And he gets his third try of this half, the third try of the game. A hat-trick on his debut for Italy. Here goes Hood. Hood scrambles his way back, eventually gets the ball to Bell, who shows it, loses a bit of ground before offloading to Aitken. Aitken goes running at the angle, great ball there to Walmsley. Walmsley's in, and finally Scotland get themselves on the scoreboard. Lachlan Walmsley, the winger, gets the try for Scotland.
The final score of this Rugby League World Cup 2021 match is...
So after Australia and Italy's win, Australia last night, Italy this afternoon, that is how Group B looks. Australia will face Scotland on Friday in their second match. Italy and Fiji go head-to-head the following day, but it's looking good thus far for the Kangaroos and from the Italians after a very impressive win this afternoon up in Newcastle against the Scots. Here at Headingley, Jamaica against Ireland in Group C, and it's the Irish who lead at the break by 18 points to 2. They have been very impressive in that first half. Plenty of pressure, plenty of possession and territory. Luke Keary there conducting affairs in the dressing room. He's been the man in charge on the pitch. Jamaica, they've got work to do. They did get a penalty towards the end of that first half. Let's join to our commentary team here at Headingley. Kevin Brown with Dave Woods.
Well, respectability very much the key word here, isn't it, Kev? For Jamaica, got those 2 points on the board. They'll be precious 2 points in their psyche. But a long way back in that first half, and there's a danger that they might just lose it here. They've got to keep a grip and a focus.
I completely agree, there's a danger, but this game's not over yet. If Jamaica come out, I was listening to what Dom Young said, I completely agree with him. If they throw the ball around a little bit more and ask a few more questions and turn up with that same defensive attitude and keep turning them away, they're still in this game. Yeah, the favourites are well and truly in front, Ireland, and you know, you'd expect them to kick on, but you know, Jamaica won't be coming out here to make it respectable. They'll be coming out here to try and win this game.
Well, it's a similar scoreline to England-Samoa yesterday, and indeed Australia-Fiji at this stage of the game yesterday. Jamaica will be hoping this doesn't blow out, that they can get themselves back into this match. But the Irish are looking to build, get themselves revved up for a second half and for a World Cup that could be glorious for them. I'm talking to George King earlier in the week, asking him about, you know, what are the ambitions of Ireland, and he looked me in the eye and said, win it, we want to win it. I mean, you've got to bring that ambition in, haven't you?
Well, you have, and no one expected, you know, them to turn up like they've done today. They've turned up fantastically well with so many good players. But, you know, you've got to believe you can win the competition to be in it. No one's expecting, you know, Ireland to do it apart from the players themselves. When you look at what they've got, the talent they've got available, you know, if they turn up every game and play to their potential, they have a chance in every match.
Here's Keary, undoubted potential star with a high kick, and taken safely enough by Ben Jones-Bishop. But Jamaica in familiar territory again here, starting their set within about 10-15 metres of their own line, and a lot of hard work to do as Alex Young brings it forward.
It's relentless. There's been so many things about this Irish side to be happy about, and you know, I think the kicking game, especially from Luke Keary, he's just pinned him in that bottom left-hand corner, and it's give his forwards a chance to really get stuck into this Jamaican pack. You've got to sort of feel sorry for him a little bit, because it's been the same over and over again, and they just can't get any momentum through the middle third of the field.
Here's going to be a kick late-ish in the tackle count, taken by Richie Myler. In his senior with a chance to test the chase of that Jamaican defensive line. Now it's going to be Louis Senior. So the two brothers in harness. And let's hear what the coaches had to say at half-time. Damien Johnson's down there on the touchline.
Well, I had a quick word. The message from the Jamaican dressing room: can't knock the defensive effort, but we need to get better field position and ask their defence some more questions. Jed Corcoran very happy with his Irish side. We start again, though, at 0-0. It's not 18-2, it's 0-0. Happy with the stats, good running metres, few missed tackles, more of the same, please.
Here's Chamberlain, looking to open them up, lost the ball.
Great scramble once again. We saw this a few times. Carl mentioned in the punditry at half-time that they've left a few points out here and that. You can chart another 4 down there. Ed Chamberlain, he's been fantastic all year at Lee. Once again, Alex Young just gets his hands there, forces the error. Yeah,
I think going forward for this Irish side, when they come up against Lebanon and perhaps New Zealand, if they get opportunities, they're going to have to be able to take them. I mentioned at half-time there, I'll count now 4 tries that they bombed and left out. But it's encouraging for that man, Jed Corcoran.
Yeah, first Irish-born head coach. Jed Corcoran, what an honour for him. Former Halifax, Dewsbury, Oldham, Sheffield and Toulouse as a player. He was actually in the World Cup squad in 2008. Now he's coaching. Out of dummy half comes Golding again. Jamaica trying to shuffle forward, but the The meterage forward is being kept at an absolute minimum, and that is a knock-on and a ball steal, but knocked on in the process. So Jamaica will get the ball back at the scrum. But that, I mean, that's a slight variation in the rule as well. It didn't come off there, but in the Super League, we're used to seeing it has to be one-on-one throughout the entire tackle process to be able to steal it. But the international rules, you can have 2 or 3 in there, but as long as they drop off, the last man remaining can try and steal.
Yeah, it's a smart rule, and I think, you know, we saw Cameron Munster come away with you know, one-on-one the other day. If you can master that technique and players drop off, we saw Josh Hodgson at Canberra, he was the master of it.
Oh, that's a lovely little dummy thrown and a dash forward by Ashton Golding.
And this is encouraging for Jamaica, isn't it? What can they do off the back of this? Peltier going forward now, the most capped Jamaican player out there today. He's been part of the side since 2011. They got a penalty as well.
Gets the penalty.
Bentley.
We've had another go at the one-on-one. Not quite mastered that.
Well, anytime Jamaica have got down there, we saw right at the end, they took the 2 off the back of a penalty, didn't they? And those opportunities in good ball that they got in the first half came off the back of Ireland's ill discipline. They get another chance.
Got a captain's challenge here.
Okay, replay coming up here now. Just looking at whether there's 2 men in the tackle when the ball is stripped. I just did an angle there to see whether the player down the legs drops off, just seeing whether there's 2 up top. He's in the tackle still. Is there one more angle there to show?
He might be the case.
Based on the available angles, there's 2 men in the tackle. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Never let the forwards make the captain's challenge, eh, Kev?
Oh, it's so close. It's so difficult for the referees. But how difficult is it for the players to realise that everyone has touched? Stop going, Kyle's laughing. I'd never let him have a captain's challenge.
I'm celebrating this. Front rowers winning captain's challenges. That'll do me. Well done, Ross Peltier.
He lost it. It
went his way. That's why you're not allowed to make the decisions, Kyle. You didn't even know what the decision was.
Oh, wow.
It was an Irish challenge, and now Ireland have lost their captain's challenge. You get 1 a game. If you're successful, you keep it. If you are unsuccessful, that's it.
Oh, that's good from George King, isn't it? Just shutting down Ash Golding's thinking time and space.
Out by Rush. Little search back down the middle as well. Jamaica are heartened at the moment.
Richie.
Again Golding. Oh, it's come through the hands of Peltier, but it's kept alive. It's come across to Jacob Ogden.
This is better.
Well, they've still got 1 play to go. The grubber kick, it bounces around. It's dropped on, I think it's Myler who's underneath that in the end. And Ireland just survive. A scary moment there. Jamaica score there. That changes the complex of the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's a great position to turn the ball over. They've thrown the ball around. Now they need to fly off the line like Ireland have done in the first half and not do this and give penalties away.
Yeah. That's just too easy for Ireland, isn't it? Just to get out their own end there. Player 1, you've just done a perfect end to this set, really. In terms of where you turn the ball over, I mean, a metre or so off the line, and then you just give a cheap penalty away, and Ireland will just start the set 30 metres away from their own end. And one thing this Irish team have found all too easy against Jamaica, it's just making metres, you know. Looking at the stats there, they've made almost 3 times as many metres as their opposition.
Here's Rushton. Josh Cook out of dummy half. Keys trying to make a bit of magic happen, but it was a knock-on. Conjurer's trick not quite going the way he would have wanted it to, so Jamaica get it back again, and there's just a few things going Jamaica's way here.
Yeah, they just need to get some points, pull some points. We saw the reaction from the crowd when 2 points went over at half-time, just before half-time. If they can get this crowd and the energy and feed off this energy, this game's not over, but they need to score next, and I think they need to score in the next 5 or 10 minutes, Dave, and really make a contest early on in this second half.
Self-belief makes such a difference, doesn't it? Suddenly, all that fatigue from the first half dissipates if they can get themselves on the front foot with a score, and they pass just bounces away from Ogoro. That's a real shame, because it would have been wonderful to see Mo Ogoro in full flight there, given the opportunity.
Yeah, execution again, isn't it?
I think it was knocked down by the winger, Senior.
Yeah, it looks like it comes off his fingers there, Kev. I think you're right. They might get the ball back here.
They do.
Yeah, good eyes, Kev.
It was a timely knock as well. He needed to do that, Senior. I think he was aware.
Yeah.
Ogoro.
There's Peltier. Driving it in, trying to get the arm free, but too many Irish arms around him.
I think he's lost that there.
He's allowed to play on. Golding out of dummy half again. It's taken on by Brad Ho, the Keighley Cougars prop forward. They've had a fantastic year with promotion. Golding again. Now with Woodburn Hall. Takes the line on himself, but the Irish door slams close in his face. It's another set of 6 now for Jamaica. Well, what's he doing? What's he doing? That's an absolute brain explosion from Ashton Golding. Ireland get it back. They had another set of 6.
Yeah, perhaps it was just too late, wasn't it, for Golding? He'd already made his mind up before he heard the klaxon go in the background. So it's not what was needed, was it? All wanted.
That's great defence, though. There's a great battle going on this edge. James Bentley and Jacob Ogden been getting stuck into each other. We saw the shirt pulling contest before. They're flying into each other.
This is better from Jamaica. It's what they can do in these next 2 or 3 plays. For me, that'll just show me enough evidence that they might go on and make this game a bit more of a contest.
There's an incredible lift in energy and an incredible lift in self-belief here from this Jamaican side. Ireland need to wear them down again, but they're on to the last play here, the Irish, and they're still deep inside their own half. So how good is Keary's boot? Ogoro with a catch. Here comes the return.
Oh, it's good footwork, isn't it, there? Gets on the outside of Byrne, checks him up, rocks him on his heels, finds his elbows and knees. Greg Johnson taking over now.
There is an encouragement to put good footwork on, isn't there, when Liam Byrne is staring you down?
This is better from Jamaica. This is a real good period. They back the defence up.
Well, as always often in rugby league, you will get momentum and waves of it. It's what you do with it, though, that's so important.
Golding spins it out. Kieran Rush helps it on its way. Ben Jones-Bishop. Taken in by Tomlinson. Keenan Tomlinson. 25 away, but only 1 play to go. So Golding has to be patient. Slow play the ball, not what they needed, Jamaica. Now they get the kick. Rush puts it high. Myler's got his eye on the ball, never took it off it. Safe catch, never under any doubt. No real pressure on him either.
No real pressure, but territory rise, work where they're handing the ball over, it's good. They just need to really tighten and compress this lineup now and fight really hard for this field position, Dave, and stay in this fight, because at the minute they're just nudging it in this second half.
Well, they're firing the big cannons out of the guns here to try and get themselves to break down this Jamaican wall. Scamper out of dummy half from Toby King. Offload as well. Myler's there in support. Still 30 minutes left to play. Plenty of time for this game to unravel, and maybe it's unraveling here as Rushton makes that powerful break. Keary's in support, dragged down superbly by Woodburn Hall. Got down and got back really well, but the Irish have 1 more play. Myler flicks it out, and over in the corner goes Innes Senior. His 2nd for the Senior family today, and it's a heartbreak for Jamaica.
Yeah, it's a heartbreak, and there's a heartbreaking back play, and it's Ashton Goulding. He's banged his arm on his shoulder, and he was trying to get back, and he was showing that desire, but it was Luke Keary again who just, he backed up the Harry Rushton, plays the ball, finds the quick play the ball. What a game Toby King's having, Kyle.
Yeah, he certainly is. Look, 2 players earlier, supplied Richie Myler with that offload, then got involved again. Give it there to Harry Rushton. And off the back of it, Richie Myler picking the ball up at his laces. That is a wonderful piece of skill, that. To be able to bend over, catch that off his shoelaces, but find the pass on the end there in a split second. That's brilliant. Lewis Senior there just waltzes over.
And that's the extra little bit of skill you get when you have Richie Myler as your fullback. Luke Keary got caught with the ball, and Myler just filled in as that first receiver, that ball-playing role that he has done a long time for Leeds Rhinos and Warrington Wolves. And he just summed it up perfectly. Senior this time does go in for the try, but it's all down to the creativity from the spine.
Well, Jamaica need to regroup now.
And swap kickers here, Dave, as well.
Yeah, Chamberlain been taken off. He only managed 1 from 4. Did Ed Chamberlain, so Keys takes over. Can he keep up this record? Look, it's in the post! Yes, he can! It's a hat-trick of post hits. Sponsor the post kickers.
Yeah, we're just seeing this play again. Richie Myler, Greg Johnson caught in no man's land there, just far too interested in his opposite number there in Frankie Holton. It leaves the space out wide for Senior. Look at the coach, he applauds that as well. But it was just all the ruck recognition, wasn't it? Spoke about Jamaica being spirited for that 5-minute period, but the ruck recognition from their outside backs to just keep rolling, keep down the middle, in between the scrum lines, getting those offloads away. Well, it paid dividends for them in the end.
5 kicks at goal and 3 of them have hit the post. I wonder if that's a World Cup record. Great offload, great offload. Ireland suddenly have their confidence back, have their fluidity back again here.
Yeah, there's a danger now. There's 32 missed tackles, you know, to just 11 for Ireland, and this is where they're just powering through the middle, standing up in contact like we see Harry Ruston do again here. And they're playing the ball far too quick.
Just testing out that Jamaican defensive line again as Cook takes it just inside the other half of the field. Keys, Keary. He's making more meters than anyone today, hasn't he?
He's been exceptional, hasn't he?
Look, Keary. Kick is from Keys. Jones Bishop catches safely. Ireland's defence is up there very quickly. Jamaica have to be a little sharper here, don't they?
Yeah, they just need to chance their arm a little bit. This is clearly not working. You're sending some big athletes, some very, very quick men into the middle. They're just getting bent backwards. They need to move the ball, express themselves a little bit. They're 20 points behind and they need to chase points.
They're probably just a bit fatigued, Kev, aren't they? And you can't get back set or shape any behind the ball at all. And you result into 1-out carries, largely looking for their outside backs to get them going forward. Watch they've done here again. That's a little bit better there. Perhaps need a bit more push there on the end of that. But it's a quick play of the ball from them, and they'll get this kick away at the 40.
Tomlinson's done well. The kick away is from Woodburn Hall. It's downfield. It's a good range as well, as long as it doesn't roll out of play. Oh, it's perfect. Absolutely inch perfect. What a kick that was.
And that shows their intention, the kick and the chase. You know, they are fatigued, but they're chasing down. The Rash Goulding included. He strapped that left elbow up, and he's battling on for his Jamaican brothers.
Still 25 minutes left to play here.
But it's this that's killing them at the moment, lads.
King again, offload. So they carry on the gallop.
Just look how much ease they roll down
Cook's
the field.
going to have a go at a dummy half. Myler's up there with him as well. Slips it away to Keys. Step back on the inside from Chamberlain, but he slips. Here's Cook again. Straightened up by James McDonald. He'll be here next year, McDonald. Signed from Wigan. He's signed for Leeds next season. They are spreading their wings, and they're finding their wings again, but Agoro with another big effort. Somehow it's kept alive. The way's opening up for Keary. The offload is picked up nicely. The little kick through, and Toby King is going to be first there. Harry Rushton, the kick magician, putting it on a plate for Toby King, and Ireland have another.
Well, that's the try of the night, isn't it? That's the best one we've seen so far. The spread on the 5th tackle. The combination of Joe Keys and Luke Keary providing a little bit of space for Innes. And then Luke Keary just makes another break again. But the skill at the end from the front rower, we said it'd be nice to see what Harry Ruston's all about. We see it, the link up, the winger's gone back, and it was good defence by the winger. You know, you see the number 2, he gets under the ball. Unfortunately, he gets his arm free, and Keary, like he's done all night, he's just been a threat with the ball. One-handed offload than this, Kyle. Have you ever done anything like that when you was playing front row?
Oh, no, certainly not. But look, it all looks good, doesn't it? Everybody just turning up. Sometimes in the game, it doesn't always have to look pretty. Luke Keary there taking the line on once more, gets a scruffy offload away. And that kick there, well, it's just perfect for Toby King. But I'll go back to the very start of that set. Off the back of that fantastic kick from Jamaica, it turned over an inch shy of the dead ball line. And look where the ball ends up in 5 plays later. The Jamaican side has stood behind the sticks once again as Joe Keys looks to convert.
Hit the post, Dave.
He's got to hit a post. He's got to hit a post. We'll be disappointed if he doesn't. He's put it through. I think they're booing the fact that he's kicked it.
Well, I mentioned it at half-time down in the studio that I felt the game was going to be an exact carbon copy, and I haven't been proven wrong. It's just the sheer weight of possession that Ireland are having, and even when they're coming out their own end, their ability just to find quick rucks. Toby King's been exceptional this second half.
He's showing his class now,
he certainly is. Getting in between people, providing a bit of second phase, and it just means that you're on the back foot, you're chasing your tail. It's an awful place to be.
Well, there's a real brotherly symmetry to this game now, because in the first half, Ireland's opening tries came from Lewis Senior and George King. And in the second half, their tries have come from Innes Senior and Toby King. So, all the brothers on the score sheet now.
Yeah, they're all having pretty good games.
Another set of six here as well.
Look how easy it is, though. Again, I don't mean to repeat it, but for our viewers at home, just look at where Ireland start with the ball and where they end up. The game is all about metres and territory. And there's a shift here coming now from left to right through Keys.
Keys. Oh, Byrne. Left it on the floor. Jamaica get it back.
And Liam Byrne will be disappointed with that. Yes, his role's there to run a line off Keys, but he has to expect the ball.
Almost an interception. It's another set of 6. Picked up by Alex Young. Knock on, no advantage.
Yeah, we nearly got a chance to see Alex Young open his legs up. We've not quite seen his speed yet.
Time off.
Here we go.
Time off. Tackle 3. Hash. Have a captain challenge. Jamaica. Tackle 1. Jamaica challenge. Knock on.
No worries. The ball's passed there. It's touched by the Irish player and goes backwards. It's playing on at this stage. Just keep going through and see what happens to the ball there. Keep going. The ball's then picked up and then a tackle is completed. The challenge is successful. It'll be tackle 2, number 5, Jamaica, to play the ball.
That's how you do a captain's challenge.
Yeah. Who did that one, Kyle?
I'm not even getting involved this time round. I've already embarrassed myself before.
Doesn't make a lot of difference, actually, does it? Because they were playing an advantage, so it would have been Jamaica's head and feet at the scrum. And because it went backwards, it's just tackle 1 and Jamaica keep the ball. Was it worth the challenge?
Well, they've done themselves a disservice, that's right. It was tackle 2.
Well, they keep the challenge, Ireland, but they played that card without getting much of an advantage from it. Here's Golding out of dummy half.
This is better shape, Dave.
Yeah.
4, stand, go.
Here's Golding. Woodburn Hall.
Left, move. Hold.
Last play of the 6.
Hold.
Coming up next.
5.
So Rush just whacking that ball high. And underneath it, it's spilled in the first instance by Innes Senior, but Richie Myler is there to rescue the day for the Irish and get them back in play.
Brilliant positioning there from Myler. Senior, well, he'd like to have caught that on the full, don't get me wrong, but all good full-backs. They smell danger, don't they? And he's there to clean up for his teammate.
It's great pressure from Mo Agoro. He's been sensational.
He has. He's been the pick, hasn't he? Yeah.
Born and bred in Leeds as well, Mo Agoro plays, as we said earlier, for Keighley, but again, his home city. So again, another reason, if you needed another reason to sparkle on this stage. If representing your nation, oh, that's great, Burns on the way through. Where's the support? There's the support. It's going to finish under the sticks, is it? No, it's not, because back came Alex Young with a heroic challenge.
Oh, looks like he's hurt there.
Yeah.
Oh, James Woodburn, it's a legal tackle. He gets him in the ribs.
He's okay. No. He's still got a fire in his belly, even if his ribs are hurting.
Well, the referee said play on, so he's done nothing wrong. He's hit him hard, he's hit him fair.
What a tackle, though.
He's just got to get up and play the ball. Yeah. Alex Young, that's the first time we've seen him open his legs. Wow, he looks quick.
He certainly does. What a good, wonderful line it was from Byrne. You just see there, just coming in there, Woodburn Hall on Cook. Well, he wasn't happy with it, was he? I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Okay.
Well, Cook there, he looked like he was running in treacle, didn't he, when he was away?
Tackle 4.
2 tackles to go.
Last.
Oh no, they've no minute. Last play. He's gone from tackle 4 to last play very quickly. Toby King's knocked it on. Myler picks up, but infringement already occurred.
He took the superstar off now, Luke Keary. Brought Brendan O'Hagan on. I think that's a smart move. He's done his job. You know, give him a little bit of a rest. 20 minutes. Richie Myler going into the halves as well.
I think we already knew coming into this competition what a quality player Luke Keary was. And I think it's a smart decision, Kev. I agree with you to wrap him up and look to go against Lebanon next Friday.
I was going to say, we get our first view of Lebanon later on. We haven't seen them in this competition so far, so we'll reserve judgment on what they are going to provide. But how good is this Ireland team? I mean, are they capable of causing upsets against some of the bigger players?
Of course they are. I think they've got the talent. You know, George King summed it up pretty well. They're a little bit clunky with the ball, they're a little bit rusty, but you can see the green shoots. When they put it together, they look fantastic. What a battle that's going to be next week. Mitchell Moses versus Luke Keary, 2 NRL superstars.
Oh, they were hunting an interception there, Chamberlain, but it didn't quite come his way.
Well, there'll be bigger tests ahead, won't they, for Ireland? There's no doubt about that. But today they've done a fantastic job, a professional job on this side there. There's a chance here now. There could be more points coming.
Little chip, and it's gone okay, and Woodburn Hall just desperately hacks it downfield. And they're going to let that one roll dead. That one rolls dead. Tap back on the 20.
Yeah, with 20 minutes to go, they just need to, put a little bit of play together. The referee's going all the way back for a penalty offside. I think it was Michael Lawrence who kicked it forward. Woodburn Hall picked it up, so they're going to be under pressure again now.
Yeah, lots to play quick here, Myler.
Well, they're wondering what's going on there. Jermaine Coleman.
Look, I just get a sense now that this is an opportunity that Ireland are going to take. They'll lay a point, get round the middle of the field, and then overload the side with numbers, I believe, and just pick this side off here.
There's McDonnell with a first surge, and there's 5 more of those to come, one way or another. Maybe with a little more subtlety down the line, but not on this occasion. Jolliffe takes it in and he's even closer. A dummy half is Cook. Footwork put on, but Jamaican defence is good. The wrestle is strong. Irish opportunity denied on that occasion. But back they come with more. Keys with a pass, step away by Chamberlain. Chamberlain with a pass, and over goes Lewis Senior for a very simple finish. Ireland scoring again, romping away with it now.
Yeah, and Joe Keys with the ball there, the tunnel ball, straight out wide. It was fantastic play. I think it's just letting him express himself now. Luke Keary, the dominant half's gone off. It's Lewis Senior who benefits from that. Carl called it. Said they'd stack one side. They did stack one side, and that's a great ball, exposing aggressive defence. And Ed Chamberlain, who's fluffed a couple of chances tonight, sums that one up really well.
Yeah, he does well, doesn't he, to catch that on the move and beat his man there in Alex Young. Squares back up and draws the half-back in there for Senior to score that try. But there was around 6 or 7 green shirts on 4 or 5 Jamaicans. And that up and in aggressive defence there gets unpicked, doesn't it? With 32 points to 2 and a kick to come. It's a difficult one for Joe Keys here. 22 metres out, a metre in from field as well. Jed Cochran delighted with his side. The perfect start for him.
1 minute.
Well, they didn't get out of the group stages in 2013. Same again in 2017. But at this 2021 World Cup, in the year 2022, it's all rather confusing. The Irish will be feeling confident that they can go at least one step further on the evidence of what they produced here so far against this Jamaican team. That's a wonderful, wonderful kick, and they lead now by 34 points to 2.
You just see here once again, it's out the back to Keys. That tunnel ball between Bentley and Myler. It finds Ed Chamberlain. He does Alex Young for footwork. And Lewis Senior there.
And it's such a tough pass to do. You know, not just the skill, but the vision before it to actually, you know, see the wedging defence come up and unpick that with that tunnel pass. Very tricky skill to do, and very well done there by Joe Keys.
These big fellas just keep coming and coming, don't they?
Ashton Goulding will be asking Ian Watson, can he do a bit of fullback work in the pre-season, I think. He'll be sick of playing hooker.
Trying to entangle himself again here, Holton.
Again, the signs are there. Look, he can't get put to floor. He's made another 10 metres, plays the ball quick. And once again, I think it's McDonald now that takes over. He's not dealt with properly. Another quick ruck, and that's just been, you know, it's been deja vu all night for this Jamaican side.
And then Byrne, and 5 big boppers have eaten up the yards in this set. And it gives an opportunity for Keys to launch an attacking kick at the end of it. And it is attacking. It's knocked down. I think it's forward. Yeah, looking at the referee's body language, he was never going to get that. Saw it as a knock-on straight away. Jamaica get it back, but they just strode downfield, the Irish.
They did, and you have to feel sorry for the Jamaican team now. The effort they've put in, you know, normally translates to, you know, field position and some chances. But you look at the total metres gained, over 1,600 for Ireland and under 700 for the Jamaicans, and that tells its picture. It's been too easy for Ireland to steamroll through the middle of the field. And like we're seeing now, it's just been dominance defensively from Ireland.
This is, again, this is the most pleasing thing about, you know, watching Ireland here today. You know, whether you're associated with the team or just a fan tuning in, what they've been able to do against Jamaica is just restrict the meters, find more energy in their carries, and ultimately score more tries.
Good offload, good slip, good opportunity. Knock on. Too many knock-ons in the end. It's a knock-on-a-thon.
We'll go another challenge here, Dave.
We have another one. Captain's challenge. We love it. We love it.
We have a captain challenge. Jamaica challenge knock-on.
Video after director, just looking to see whether there's a Jamaica knock-on. We're on tackle 3. He has possession of the ball here. He offloads that backwards. It comes backwards off Jamaica there. Ireland now knock the ball forward. It's play on. And then the whistle's blown. It'll be a mutual infringement. A 0 tackle, Jamaica to play the ball. So the challenge is successful.
They're good at challenges, Dave.
Come Jamaica. Tackle, 0 tackle.
0 tackle.
Successful, 0 tackle.
He lost count there, hadn't he?
11, tackle 0.
And over. Back to 0.
1, move, hold,
Here's Golding.
Go, 1.
Joe Brown, right down the middle.
2, move.
A wonderful career at Newcastle Thunder in Joe Brown.
Go, 2.
Across the Pennines, Workington these days. Golding stands and waits again.
Move, hold, back, hold, go, 3.
Lawrence, Woodburn Hall, flinging it wide, a little twist and a turn by Greg Johnson, and we know that he can motor. Just has his ankles taken away from him by Liam Byrne. Rush offers it back on the inside for Lawrence. Last throw of the night, 15 metres out. What have they got? Woodburn Hall. Now it's with Rush. And oh, referee says play on. I thought the Keys had knocked that on, but the referee says no. And Ireland get it back again.
You get the feeling if they are going to score a try, it will come from a kick. The defence from Ireland just looks too good at the minute. And the attacking shapes just don't look like they can open them up. Kieran Rush nearly got the ball through, like he did in the first half with that left foot. I think if they did score a try, it'd be the loudest cheer of the day.
Yeah, without doubt, Kev. Look, I'm going to be honest here. I just think what Jamaica have been thrown at them, you know, it's been almost a training drill in terms of, you know, defending their own line, hasn't it, for Ireland? There's not been enough quality in there in that final third of the field for Jamaica to unpick this Irish defence.
Well, they might be labouring at the moment, but they're, as we've been saying all night, a real success story for Jamaican Rugby League just to be here, of course.
Yeah.
And what it's doing for the game back in Jamaica, growing and growing. Those 5 players from the Dehaney Park Red Sharks who are in this squad. One of them playing tonight, Siobhan Bailey. And one of them, Abivia MacDonald, who's these days playing with the London Scholars, but came through as a Jamaican player in Jamaica. It's a lovely story. He was a footballer back in the day, but he switched to rugby league because of what he called an instant fascination with the shape of the ball. Don't you love that? You've got to love a rugby league ball.
Gotta love it.
Well, speaking to Jermaine Coleman as well through the week, and he understood that the task that was set ahead of him and his side in terms of sort of progressing through these group stages, he understood that they were unlikely to do so. But for him, it was all about building for the 2025 World Cup. Only 3 years away in France due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's so important that these players get valuable experience. The one thing that he mentioned as well was those Caribbean links that they have here in the community at Leeds was hopefully inspiring one of those young kids there to pick up a ball, get involved, to provide players for future for Jamaica. And they've certainly tried, haven't they? Bucket loads of effort, but just not enough quality and smarts there, really. This Irish side have been all dominant.
There's a lot of good work going on in Ireland as well. A lot of these players here playing through heritage. Here's an opportunity to add a few more points from O'Hagan, who's dragged to the ground. Trying to play it quickly. Myler picks it up sharply.
Also want to hit a line here.
Here we go, long and wide. It bounces up to Chamberlain, who's pointing the way on the inside for MacDonald, and MacDonald's going to find his own route. There he goes. That path that was pointed to might have closed up, but MacDonald's ambition wasn't going to end there. And Ireland push ahead even further.
Well, it all comes off the back of a quick ruck, doesn't it? And once again, Richie Myler with the ruck recognition this time, just gets out, steps hard off his left foot, travels across, he's looking to introduce somebody. And we just see there, he gets out, has a look for himself, scampers across the line, throws an awful long ball over the top, and it finds there Ed Chamberlain. He points back inside to MacDonald, and, you know, I think I've been really impressed with him tonight. He's been so strong with ball in hand. That big left-arm fend there, we just see he gets pushed out, and he's able to have enough strength and determination about him just to get this ball down as Ireland edge towards the 40-point mark. You just see there, gets in between two people, just pushes off Jacob Ogden.
I think that's the big thing for Ireland as well. The bench that have come on today, James McDonald included, have been fantastic. Well, they've got Robbie Mulhern to come back into this, Keenan Brand, so they have got squad depth too. That can be crucial when you go into the deeper stages into this competition.
You talk about Jamaica, Dave, building for the World Cup down the road. Well, Jed Cochran came into this as well, saying that perhaps more experienced players in 2017 left out as he looked to youth and rebuild. And it certainly looks promising, doesn't it?
Yes. Oh, he nearly hit the post again. Nearly hit the post again. Put it wide, 38 points to 2. And there's a game developing there in Ireland, isn't there? They have two national teams, don't they? They have this national team that plays at this level, but they've also got a domestic national team that is gaining a lot of valuable experience playing against amateur teams over here, and developing the game in Ireland so that there'll be more and more Irish-born players in the years to come, not just heritage players.
Absolutely, and that's the challenge for most of the nations, isn't it? Scotland, Wales, Jamaica, Ireland in there too, like you've mentioned, Dave, is to find a pathway for those players who were born over there in Ireland, who are Irish through and through, as you know, many of these players are playing for heritage, aren't they? But to grow that game in Ireland and produce players on the world stage, well, that's the end goal, isn't it?
I think that's why we've been so excited to have this home World Cup. The legacy it might leave, like you said before, to inspire the next generation to come through and play for the countries and aspire to play for the countries.
Because Kyle Amor, you made your Irish international before you'd ever been to Ireland, didn't you?
That is true, yes. Yeah.
So the more Irish-born players we can get, the better. Oh, this is good. From Keys.
He's been fantastic tonight, hasn't he, Keys?
Don't forget, you two, by the way, you've got a man of the match to pick here. Here's Byrne. Bentley from dummy half. It's got a swing out. Myler with a kick to the corner. Agoro is isolated, but it's knocked on by an Irish hand. Tap back on the 20.
Well, you mentioned there about picking the man of the match. Well, it's going to be very difficult, isn't it? It's been a number of good performers across the Irish side.
0, move, all, go, 0. What?
Jamaica lost the ball.
It's just great defence again. It's James McDonald.
Captain's challenge.
They may as well. I think they'll be struggling.
No.
Chocolate cone.
Well, no, you mentioned there the defence, Kev. And it's just aggressive, isn't it? It's smothering. And I just think it's been fantastic there. Ireland have dominated the field, haven't they? They've upped their ante in defence, attacked their attack when they have been able to do so. That occasion there showed it, all evidence was there. And you can imagine there's a set pre-planned move coming on here through Joe Keys.
They've loaded the numbers on that left-hand side. We know which way it's coming from. Stadium announcer is trying to get the crowd worked up here in the closing stages.
What a find he's been. Frankie Holton there, playing his trade at OKR. 27-year-old.
Classic case of talent in the championship, isn't he, Frankie Holton?
Yeah.
26, late developer in respects of playing in Super League, but Tony Smith saw something on him, and he has delivered. And that took a Jamaican touch, so I think this is going to be Ireland who get the ball back again here.
Super aggressive defence there from Jamaica. It comes off a hand, doesn't it? It's going to be a scrum to Ireland. 20 metres out, another more pressure really. They're going to opt to go centre of the field to play the ball.
Skipper George King, who helped get things underway with his try back in the 16th minute, starting things off again here. And the Irish are pushing close. We're going to get your man of the match in just a second, fellas, but let's just have a look how this develops in the meantime. Bentley searching for a bit of glory and finds it. James Bentley, one thing on his mind when he picked that ball up: I want to score a try. And he has done just that.
Yeah, and it's very similar to Luke Keary, how we went through before. He starts scheming across the line, he puts it in his two hands, he shows the dummy, and he's just got too much pace and too much strength to go through. And I think he deserves that. He's had a terrific game, Bentley. You know, he's 30 tackles, no misses. No, he's not had much possession or much opportunity. The ball's gone the other way more often than not. But when he does get a chance there, shows the ball. It's Kieran Rush who shoots out the line. And Ashton Goulding, with all that defence he's done so far in this game. Over 50 tackles, Dave, Ashton Goulding. That's his 54th or 55th attempt. So yeah, you can forgive him for missing that one.
Well, he's getting used to playing in that position then, isn't he, Ash Goulding? Those are Hooker's numbers, aren't they? That kind of defensive effort.
1 minute.
Keary. Sorry, Keys here, settling himself in. And he has kicked it. 44 points to 2. So Kev Brown, your man of the match.
Yeah, there's been a few. There's been a man on the picture there. Joe Keys, been pretty good. James Bentley. I think the captain George King's been fantastic. But for me, I've been blown away with Luke Keary. I think he's been sensational. You know, the metres he's made, 133 metres. He's been a threat with the ball every time he's carried it. He's created so much for his teammates, and he just looks composed. He is the icing on the cake for this Irish side. Lots of effort, but he's got the skill. I think he's been fantastic, Dave.
Well, have the Irish finished yet? Or have they got more to deliver?
0, 0,
dominant,
0.
Dominant. And the break on. Suddenly they're going. Myler back on the inside. Keys.
1, 0, move.
Full set of 6 to have a go.
Hold, go, 0.
Bentley. Myler. Skipping through. Just took a bit of a tap and a slip. Otherwise, he might have gone the distance.
Hold, go, 1.
Bentley, one-handed pickup. King! I think he got excited.
He's had a great game, but get him off. You can't do that as captain. He's had a fantastic game.
50.
I'm disappointed with that one. He saw the try line. He scored a great try before where he passed his way over. If you're looking at the same again, he saw Bailey, number 22, in his eye line.
Kev Brown's man of the match is just being announced now. Oh, and it seems to have gone down well, Kev. I think you made the right decision. Oh, there he is.
Okay.
He's happy.
I wonder if he thinks there's a check involved, hence the smile. Hate to disappoint him.
Forward first.
Kyle said he'll get him something.
Scrum. Middle. Short clock on. Short clock on.
Last minute of the game.
Time off.
Shot clock still counting down, 15 seconds, but it's
Time on.
academic because in it goes and out it comes, and Keys and King, Toby King,
Stay home.
flicking it back, Bentley.
One. Move. Not right stand. Hold.
This should be the last set now. The Irish
Two.
would love to punch through to a half-century scoreline.
Hold. Go. Two.
Just in case points difference becomes an issue. And they're going to get another one here, I think. Despite the best efforts of Ben Jones-Bishop, Frankie Holton drags his huge frame over that try line. The score list is getting longer and longer. Ireland are filling their boots.
They are, and they're getting very smart when, you know, this aggressive defence is coming up and in. You see the defence here in a minute when the replay comes on. And it's Joe Keys and Frankie Holton who just sum it up fantastically well. You know, he gets the ball, he sees the defence coming up, and he just drifts outside of Woodburn, all the defensive player for Jamaica. And we see it from a better angle here. Number 6, he's just ball watching, he drifts on the outside of him. And I think that's, you know, a great reward for a fantastic game from Frankie Holton.
I think he's the 9th try scorer. I'm losing count here, but I think he's the 9th try scorer of the night. Lewis Senior's got a couple. Innes Senior's got one. George King 1. Toby King 1. Bentley, McDonald, Holton, Chamberlain, O'Hagan. Feels like more than 9 there, doesn't there? They've missed it. They've missed a goal so often as well.
This was always the worry. This was the worry, wasn't it, Dave? We spoke at our time that it could blow out. Ultimately, it has blown out. But Jamaica have been a credit to the jersey.
Keys with a kick. Big one in terms of scoreline, but he's put it wide. So 48 points to 2. Emphatic for the Irish. And now it's them who have laid down a marker for this tournament. They're here to make a difference. They're not here just for the ride.
No, and you know, there'll be a few teams looking over the shoulder expecting, you know, Ireland not to be as strong as they are, but I thought they were very well balanced. The pack was very dominant. Some big lads, lots of rotation off the bench. They've got some cracking halfbacks in Joe Keys, and I thought the combination of Richie Myler coming in too. And then you had the 9s and the outside backs. They look a very balanced side. I think Jed Corcoran has done a terrific job with this team, and they will, you know, threaten a few teams later on in this competition.
Yeah, Lebanon next. Lebanon next. That's going to be a big game now.
That'll be a big game. I'm not sure who are fancying that one, but there's some terrific players. We mentioned the matchup before. Mitchell Moses played against Luke Keary, 2 superstars from the NRL, but there's also some fantastic other players in them, both them sides. That'd be a great battle, Dave.
We're going to get a flash interview in just a second, but what about Jamaica? How did they lift now? I mean, New Zealand next, that's going to be a heck of a challenge.
They just need to enjoy the journey and make sure that, you know, they realise that they're here and they're taking part, and that's the big thing for this country, Jamaica, today. You know, they'll be disappointed, but when they look back on this, I think they realise that, you know, they've pulled together. They've got 5 from the domestic league over here, and they just need to enjoy this journey. The biggest cheer of the night's happening now when the crowd showing their appreciation to this team, and yeah, I think they were fantastic. They were outplayed, but I thought they were fantastic tonight.
There you go.